Hello, everybody. Welcome to what is most likely to be the highest ranked game of the Mario Kart 1 Tries League. My name is Jamie, and I'm joined today by my lovely co-host Ben Livid. Ben, say hello.
Hello.
And we'll be taking you through this game today. For those who don't know, the Mario Kart 4 community currently running the third season of their One Try League, and this game is from Division 1 between probably two legends of the game, so you know it's going to be a match of the highest quality.
Two actual Mario Kart gods. So Daniel is rank 1 in the world at the moment, and Zoran is rank 6, so the game can't get much closer. I think these are the two highest ranked people in the One Try League. You can correct me if I'm wrong there.
I think you're dead right.
So this is going to be a very close game. It's all going to come down to the small mistakes. One missed MT could lose you a track in this. I'm sure most of the strategies they'll be using have been optimized. They'll be using a lot of the advanced techniques, the stuff that I can't do, and I won't be able to do for a very long time. But I'm very excited to see how this plays out. We're just checking whether everyone's ready.
Yeah, well, while you check with our runners, I should probably introduce them individually. So,
go for it.
Starting on the right-hand side, Zoki, otherwise known as Zoran, as you mentioned, ranked 6th in the world, multiple world record holder, has a particular like for DK Jungle Parkway, and is an absolutely brilliant runner. But on the left-hand side, well, it's Mr. 32 out of 32 himself, DansGame. The man who had a fantastic rivalry with Matthias Rustermeyer over many years, but now holds all 32 records for himself. Undoubtedly the best karter in the world right now. And I think there's going to be fireworks no matter what happens. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the runners will be ready to go.
You are not mistaken.
Excellent.
And Zoran will be picking the first track. I don't know if we should be calling Zoran Zoki or Zoran, but for anyone who doesn't know, it's Zoki that I'm talking about. He'll be picking the first track because he is the lower ranked player going into this first set.
So we should probably explain that for those who aren't familiar with the One Try League, you have one go at a track. Whoever gets the fastest time takes the track. If you get 4 wins, you win a set, and the first 3 set wins.
That's correct. We're just counting down now for our first race of the day. I'm very excited. It's going to be Mario Raceway.
Very interesting choice. So this is one of the shorter tracks in the game. So it's all about precision with a lot of very quick turns in quick succession.
I mean, we've done the countdown, but I'm not sure what's happening here.
Well, I think we shall make sure that the streams are in sync here. Make sure that they're both ready to go, and they are. We do have the master of season 3 of the One Try League, TMP, doing some of the stream syncing for us, and I know he'll do a fantastic job with that.
Indeed he will, but he's keeping us on the edge of our seats here, and we are off.
Here we go.
Track 1.
Lights out, away we go. We're both keeping very, very tight lines, as you might expect from two runners of such high quality. And
I think both players are on PAL?
Both players, yes, will be running on PAL.
Okay. Oh, very close out of the start.
You can already see here just how close the runners get to the wall and how brave they are to take these tight lines.
They're almost perfectly in sync here. Hopping at exactly the same time. This is beautiful to watch.
At the very top end of Mario Kart, yeah, it's, times on tracks are settled by tenths, if not hundredths of a second.
Oh no!
between
It's a
runners,
big
and
mistake here from Dan though. He's hit the wall. That's gonna lose him the race. I think there's not much he can do to come back on this unless Zoran makes a mistake. Oh, he's hit the wall as well, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough for Dan to catch up just yet.
So Zoki knows now that he just has to keep it on the track. What a very uncharacteristic mistake from Dan, you must say. And
Yeah, that was very strange.
Zoki getting a very clean plant cut there. The plant cut, you would in lower divisions you might find people opting not to do that, but not these runners. They are way too good and way too brave.
And they have to beat out the competition that they're against.
Yeah, and Zoki comes across the line in a 1:30.28. Dan coming across the line in a 1:35.15.
5 seconds
and with that,
behind.
Zoki takes the first track of this game.
I wasn't expecting to see that. It was the first track though, so this is warming up for the competitive nature.
Yeah, well, we've had some
One
absolutely unbelievably close games in this one try league so far. So winning the first track, not something to particularly read into, but it will definitely be a big relief on Zoki's shoulders that he managed to get on the board early.
Yep, so that's just one track though. There are many more to come. Anything can happen here. It is the nature of the one tries.
They go on alternating picks. So it looks to me like they'll be heading to Royal Raceway. And this is a very interesting track. I absolutely love this track because I think it's the best test of a karter's skill. It's a reasonable length. It's got big turns, it's got tight turns, it's got a shroom that needs to be cut nice and fine. It's got straight mini turbos. So a real
Grass
test of the karters.
It has got
grass
everything.
hops. Yeah. But what will be interesting to see is that there's recently been a new development in the tactics for this. The use of a new mushroom. But I don't know if either of them will be brave enough to do it, since quite a technical trick involving having to get a very large bounce. And as you see there, neither of the runners are going to bother trying with it. It's still such a
it's extremely risky. Yeah, and they won't be practiced with it. I think it's new within the last month or so.
Yeah. Well, Dan managed to bring down his own world records by I think over 1/10 of a second, which for a world record, that is a particularly large cut.
Yeah, that's
he
huge.
managed to achieve that a few days ago.
Back to the track. Here. Very nice and tight from Zoki.
See just how close these karters get as they come across the line, and Zoki is in the lead, and that is quite a healthy margin. But the margins of how far you can be in the lead on the longer tracks definitely a bit.
Definitely begin to add up.
Yeah.
I can't tell who's ahead. It's so close.
Oh, and Zoki has to take a little hop there because he gets his angle not quite right, but he makes up for it with a fantastic shroom.
Beautiful shroom from both players there.
It's already a true exhibition in karting. Dan looking a little bit shaky on the ramp again. That's the second time he's done that.
Landing it exactly the same time here, though. This is going to be all down to the last lap.
Yeah, I think Dan's made up some time here because these streams are very well synced by TMP. It's making our job much easier for us.
Yeah,
Come across the line.
Extra mini turbo in there that Zoki missed. But sometimes it's hard to tell because we can't hear the sound of Zoki's stream.
So those who aren't familiar with Mario Kart 64, the mini turbo is probably the key to all of it. It's not like other Mario Kart games like DS where you have to spam mini turbos as much as possible to get the speed boost. But if you, as you drift, it's slower to drift, so you want to get a mini turbo fired off as quickly as possible. And the top runners, such as Dan, the speed that they can execute these mini turbos compared to other players is what sets them apart from the rest.
You can just say it. It's me. I can't do it very fast at all.
Yes, well, it's also coming from the guy who is 160th in the world here, so I'm not very quick either yet. But
here we go. They're
Lap
coming
3.
right up to the final line here. It's a photo finish. Dan
it's
just
Dan.
taking it by
Dan by
0.2.
point. Yeah, unbelievable.
Extremely close.
In other matches, in other divisions, we'd be I think we'd be a bit more excited about a finish that close. But I'm going to expect it in this game. I'm going to just expect every track to be sorted by that much.
What I'm impressed by is that Dan brought that back. He was behind during the second lap. We got a bit sidetracked. We're talking about mini turbos and everything, so I missed that final lap. But it must have been really quick from him. In fact, it was 57. That's a really good lap.
So while we wait for the next track selection, I'm going to have a quick look in the chat. We've got a lot of members of the karting community here. Hello, Vansky, Madnad, Kelp, Ashley, Pokemon, Fries, Simon. A lot of people. And Simon agreeing with me that Royal Raceway is a good track. You have great taste in tracks, Simon.
So we're heading over to Yoshi Valley. This is Zoki's pick. Decided to go for a high variance track, losing on the pure racing track there. That is Royal Raceway.
Should I explain what a high variance track compared to a pure racing track is?
Please do.
So a high variance track is a track that has particular tricks that may be harder to execute or certain gimmicks in it. So Yoshi Valley is one of these, and you'll probably see why, because there's sets of spinies that are very easy to knock into, and they are in different places depending on what time you go over the line. You see some players choose to take them more safe, but I'm not expecting it from these runners. And you'll also see about halfway through the lap what is known as the hairpin cuts, where you jump over a section of the track, which is very gettable, but when you're under the pressure of a one try
straight away. That's really unfortunate.
And that's a second. Oh no! And
that's a rough start from him.
That's going to put Zoran right off his rhythm.
Yeah. And he's going to have to do a lot of work here to catch up.
And he could be in big trouble now, because it's very rare that he would be driving a Yoshi Valley time where he's that far behind, and he gets he's got all out of shape on the bridge.
Yeah.
What a shame. And Dan is
Dan going through the spinies. Perfect execution here.
But on these high variance tracks, a lead like this is not everything, as Zoran very nearly goes off.
And Dan's fallen!
Hit. Dan's fallen!
Right, this gives Zoran the perfect opportunity to catch up here, and all of a sudden he's in the lead. And Dan's fallen again! Messing up the AB spin.
Is he throwing for content? Who knows?
I don't know, but if he isn't, he's going to be gutted with that one. And he's finally made the hairpin.
After Zoki's, well, I don't wish to be rude because he's a far better karter than I'll ever be, but pretty shocking first lap. He's now absolutely flying into the lead. He has just keep it on the park, you would say.
Indeed. I mean, I can't believe... I can believe that someone's fallen off at the hairpin, but the second fall was an absolute disastrous mistake from Dan there.
Yeah, and Zoki makes it over very clean here. Don't hit the egg, Zoki, and this track should probably be yours. Going across the bridge. And, well, the pressure of the one tries for you there.
It was a really nice cut there from Dan. And
what an unbelievable run there.
This is why we love the high variance tracks and the one tries, though, because it's just exciting to see all of the mistakes happen from these players that just seem like they can never make mistakes. Oh, incredible stuff. And all of a sudden, Zoki's ahead. Yeah,
well, I was expecting a close tussle, but both karters have now taken their own respective tracks. And yeah, I'm very impressed with how this has gone.
Yeah, me too.
So going to Luigi Raceway, so going from one of the highest variance tracks to one of the lowest, which is Luigi Raceway, the first track of the game, the most overrun track in the game, because everyone who's played and submitted a time for Mario Kart has a Luigi Raceway time. It's not a particularly spectacular track, it's just a test of how good your mini turbo skills are, I would say. What would you think?
I would say it's an interesting track for me because it's the only one that I can actually run somewhat competitively. But it's all about just staying tight around the corners. Effectively, there is a nifty trick that I don't fully understand that I think you could explain a bit better than the null tires trick.
Towards the end of lap 1, we'll see it. To see how the karters go to start with. Zoki a little bit long on his mini turbo entering the first turn.
Zoki taking this a lot tighter though.
He's taking it tighter, but he is having to hold his drifts for a little bit longer, I would say. So as they come into the tunnel, I think this is the perfect time to explain the null tyres. It was a trick which wasn't understood by the community until very recently. So if you hit the and Dan manages to demonstrate it. If you hit the wall at a certain angle, you get a little speed boost, which was originally known as the mystery boost, but after some fantastic work from Forest 64 and Weatherton, we discovered that it's known as null tyres. So the value of your tyres when you go over a certain surface dictates how much speed you are, but that resets the value to 0. So that's why you drive over at this faster speed.
I think we can see the double stream here from both.
Yeah, both going for the strats we'd expect.
Zoran's slightly behind at this point. And it's all down to this final lap. Very close. Oh, and Zoran's tanking the sand there.
Oh dear, that's going to cost him some time.
Quite far behind here.
Dan doing a little dance there.
Now he's scraping the wall as well. No. Yeah, a real rough third lap here from Zoki.
Do you know what?
Pulling...
This absolutely proves that no matter how fantastic you are at this game, and these two runners are fantastic, let's not get me wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
You can make these small mistakes. Both come across the line. 158.96 and a 159.74. So Dan taking that track by just under 0.8.
Wow. And it's funny to me to say that, it was a bad third lap. That wasn't really an absolutely awful third lap. It was still a very good third lap. It's just these small mistakes, like we said at the beginning. That's what's going to be the difference between these two runners today. Especially on a track like Luigi Raceway, where it is just a pure driving track.
Yeah, quite unbelievable. We are just waiting to hear where the runners will be going next. So I believe it'll be back to Zoki's choice. And continuing in the trend of each karter taking their respective tracks. And I think that I will probably take this time now to explain the track selection. So each karter is given a pool of tracks. So out of the 16 which are in the game. Once you pick a track, that track is then removed from your pool. And you cannot pick it again until 2 sets are up. So if you pick a track like Luigi Raceway in the first set, you won't be able to pick it again until the third.
Yeah, that's correct.
And Ben, do you want to explain the jokers that these two runners have?
Yeah, so throughout the entire game, you can use a joker once. You can use the shortcut joker, which will allow you to pick a track and declare a shortcut, which basically means that you can use any glitch or something like that to complete the track as quick as possible. And then you have the flap joker as well, which you just race around the track once. It's whoever gets the fastest lap. And like I said, each of these players can only pick one of those jokers once per person, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I haven't explained that in the best way, but hopefully people understand what I'm talking
I think they
about.
definitely got the gist of it, mate.
Yeah. Oh, Moo Moo Farm. So another high variance track here. I think we will see them taking some risky paths through the moles.
Well, let's see. I think the first set of moles is not worth it unless you're time trialing for a high time.
Yeah, definitely. But the second batch of moles, definitely worth it because you can get through relatively safely.
Yeah, without crossing
they've
any of the
done there.
moles, as we see there.
Dan taking a very tight line through it.
Yeah, Dan opting to go. Yeah, there's a little path just in between the third set of moles you can possibly make safely, but if you don't back yourself like Zoki, you can go all the way around them. I suppose I should also explain the other pain of Moo Moo Farm is the terrain. So after the lovely, lush, flat plains of Luigi Raceway, we've got the, well, I call it the horrible ploughing of Moo Moo Farm, which can really sort of mess up where you're jumping and trying to start hitting your drifts. And jumping unnecessarily also wastes time. We'll see them going into lap 3 here, and Dan taking a pretty sizable lead. You would.
It's clear to me that Dan has practiced this recently because the path he's taking is just absolutely perfect. Look at this. On the right, it's that little hop to realign himself past that hole has just completely taken this track.
And he even tries a little Xeno slide at the end, just to save those precious frames. So yeah, Dan taking. Well, I suppose you could say this is the first time that a runner has won on the other person's pick. And he's won it quite considerably by over a second.
Quite convincingly. And I think it was all down to the pathing through the mole section there. I don't think there were many mistakes made anywhere else. Or if any.
And yeah, Dan will now have a pick to win the set.
And they're going to be taking us to Choco Mountain.
Yes. This is
one of the most favourite tracks of the Mario Kart community.
Yeah. Loved by both non-shortcut and shortcut runners alike. Not a very high variance track, but one which is very easy to make a big mistake on, I would say.
Yeah, the walls have some weird texture to it, so if you knock them, sometimes you can tumble and it can throw you quite far off. Like, Dan has knocked the wall there slightly while shrooming, which is going to put him quite far behind here. About a tunnel's distance behind here for Dan. But a whole race to catch up. Ooh! Messing up the jump over the hill there.
Indeed, so we'll see Zoki taking the lead here.
Different shroom strategy from both players here. Dan opting to use the early corner. Oh. And now Zoki switching up strategy.
I think they'll both be going for that first turn on lap 2 and 3. That's probably the most optimal place to put the shroom. But on lap 1, because you got the start boost, there's no point in wasting a shroom there. So you can take it either on the second turn of the track, or you can take it on the section just after this long left-hand turn.
Right. So Dan is catching up here, though. I think maybe even overtaken.
Oh, let's have a look. Oh, great hills from both of them there.
Oh, that was a really quick lap from Dan. A 38.80 against a 39.10, I think it was.
Yeah, he's very much showing his skills here.
Yeah.
You watch.
The consistency is absolutely phenomenal to watch, really.
You watch Dan's MT speed. They take different strategies. A strategy which Dan, I think he's the only person to hold a world record with that strategy, where you drift over the ramp and then you do 3 mini turbos. And Zoki going for, I would call it the more traditional strategy of hopping over.
Oh, this is going to be really close here.
For 2 MTs.
Oh, okay. Dan takes that track and the set. Oh, that was very close. He managed to pull it back at the end. I was a bit worried because he missed the MT going over the hill.
Yeah, and you have to say that Zoki didn't drive that particularly. He didn't drive that particularly badly, especially that lap 3. But the difference between a champion and the rest definitely on display in that lap 3.
Yeah, definitely. So set one down. How are we feeling after that? How do you think this is going to stack up? I would say I've seen Dan have kind of wobbly starts to tracks so far, and then just bring it back throughout the rest of the track. So it's how Luigi Raceway went, I believe.
Yeah, quite a. He's quite an incredible. His speed is just ridiculous, and Zoki, despite being a fantastic runner, will probably have to rely on those mistakes like we saw on Yoshi Valley and like we saw in Mario Raceway.
Mm-hmm.
Because in terms of beating on pure speed, I don't know if he'll have much success. But they'll be heading to DK Jungle Parkway, another high variance track, and this will be Zoki's pick.
I'm interested to see how these runners approach the jump across the river here. How tight they'll be trying to cut out as much as the track as possible.
The top runners on this track spend hours practicing stuff like that.
Let's
and Zoki gets a bonk there, so he's gone way out of line, and that's going to be gutting for him.
Yeah, that's put him massively behind here. He's going to have to do a lot of work to catch up.
Yeah, but as we were talking about earlier, these high variance tracks, you never know what will happen. I don't think Zoki was expecting to take Yoshi Valley earlier, but
will he take this here?
Yeah, moves on
Not
to
looking good so far.
The next session.
No!
Dan takes a tumble with the cave climb. He tries to take it too sharp. So the cave climb on here involves mashing pretty precise.
And it's like a repeat of Yoshi Valley here.
Yeah, but if you go too far to the left, you tumble like we saw from Dan. Now Zoki takes a very big lead. It just has to get round in decent time.
It's happened again on the high variance tracks. Zoki makes a small mistake at the start, goes behind, and then Dan makes a really big mistake lap 2, or in this case towards the end of lap 1, near lap 2.
Zoki getting onto the bridge very well. Let's see how good his cave climb is. So you want to mash R.
Oh, he's taking a tumble!
He very nearly got up there, and he used the shroom to recover, which is,
I think a wise decision there.
Shroom use in a one try when you tumble is you're essentially sacrificing being able to use it to cut out part of the track, but instead you want to get going as quickly as possible, and that's a good jump from Zoki and a good jump from Dan. Zoki's got to go all the way around here. Dan can use his shroom advantage.
Oh, and now this is very close.
And Zoki is just in the lead, and this will be quite incredible to see what happens here. It's going to come down to the cave climbs, I would say.
Yep, definitely.
How good's your nerve, Zoki? Let's find out.
Here we go.
As he goes up.
Oh,
it's a tumble!
Such a strange tumble! The tumble nearly finished the climb. That was so unfortunate for Zoki, and Dan just wrapped straight on past him.
Oh, he must have
taking
been
that track.
Marginally too far left.
He needs to just play it safe there, and he's taken a tumble.
Well, those are the margins. When you're facing such a highly ranked player, you need to take risks, and both of those runners took risks, and in Zoki's case, it didn't manage to work out, unfortunately. But these runners were so engrossed in their own game, in their own time, that they don't know that the other person's made a mistake. They don't know that they can take it safe, and they want to just make sure they're pushing it as far as possible.
Yep, and just I think quite a lot of mistakes on this track for two players that maybe should have taken it a little more safe on this high variance track, right? It's a one try after all. Both players are probably more used to going for the hard strategies because they're used to resetting when they're making these runs and everything like that. So they're probably more practiced in that region. But I don't know.
Indeed.
The one try strategy for me is to go as safe as possible, and it usually allows me to run on through because people just make mistakes on those tracks. But speaking of making mistakes, someone's chosen Rainbow Road.
Oh. And this was Dan's choice, which I think is going to make him very unpopular amongst the fans.
Okay, so now this is the time where you can go make a tea, you go get a drink or something.
We're going to be here for 6 minutes.
We're going to be here for a good 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's a beautiful track to look at, but when you've driven and watched and commentated over this track, and you've seen everything, you're just watching two guys try to make sure that they empty as fast as possible.
Okay, so the reason that Zoki tumbled in the cave was that he missed the MT before the cave climb. Didn't
so
give him enough speed to get up. Yeah, exactly.
Where's our source on that one? Give them a shout out.
That was Ashley.
I could have guessed that.
But it was also Zoki mentioned it in the chat as well with Dan, I think.
Yeah, I shall have a little look down at the chat now while these two continue on their first lap. Hello to Verboten, Mr. Cornheads. I think I already said hi to Kelp, and a name which I can't pronounce. That's Alex Till, I think, who points out at least the music is nice here, and I absolutely agree. I do love this this music, sort of a sense of celebration after driving this through the Special Cup. Actually, I'm doing very well. I would probably like people to go and follow me on Twitch so that I can get 50 followers and get affiliate, but it's probably not appropriate for me to say that here.
That is extremely inappropriate. Hopefully we don't get banned.
Oh dear. And hello HPF Runner, one of the newest members of the community. Right.
So that's lap one.
Yeah, and no major mistakes from either of the runners so far.
No, still neck and neck here.
Probably the only major mistake you can make here is either hitting a chomp or you start banging into the wall and get your lines all wrong, but neither of these runners have really done that so far.
I'd say for the more initiated, the people that have the keener eye when it comes to Mario Kart 64, where one of these runners will lose on this track is just a missed MT or two. They'll usually put those mini turbos in the same place every single time they run the track, so they're both looking to do exactly like you can see what's happening here. They're both trying to do the, I don't know how many MTs it is around this actually. Is it 6 around that turn?
I don't count the numbers.
That's how specific it is for these guys though.
This is one of my worst tracks, to be honest with you.
I mean, I wonder how many MTs it is the standard across the whole track. Probably like a couple of hundred, right? Yes.
After a session of grinding this, you have to you have to rest your thumb, I would say. Zoki getting a little bit out of shape on the shroom. I should probably mention that the shroom going up here on a 3-lap is arguably one of the toughest 3-lap shrooms, just purely because of trying to get the MT off after. The shroom speed is quicker when you choose to drift, as long as you manage to nail your line with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why either. It's just a little quirk of Mario Kart 64 that drifting while shrooming just makes you go faster.
Yeah, I'm sure many people could explain that, but we are way too inexperienced with that.
We're not the ones.
Dan putting in an absolutely stonking lap there, a good 3 seconds ahead of Zoki. And Zoki not having a fantastic downhill. And, well, I'm not sure whether Dan is so far ahead that he could hit a chomp, but...
No, he's not.
Oh, he's pulled out
He's
a
not.
phenomenal lead.
He's got a really good lead here, but you know, a major mistake. Zoki will still catch up.
Yeah, I would call a chomp hit, losing maybe about 4 seconds here.
I would say
Depending on
that's
how well you
around,
recover.
Yeah, I'd say that's around right.
Do miss the days where I could PR on this track with a chomp hit.
I think I still can. I think I did a no skips run, and I hit a chomp like 3 chomps or something, and still got a PB. 3 chomps.
Impressive.
Yeah.
At least now you know where you can get a big time save.
Yeah, exactly. But I have to wait until the end of the run to actually get that time save. But Dan really pulling ahead now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I've counted that by maybe about 6 seconds or something he's ahead. And watch him go up there, absolutely nails the shroom. How's Zoki's shroom? Not great, goes into the wall because of it. That's why you
Does
might
get
see
the mini turbo after it though.
some runners do opt in one tries just to go straight up that bit instead of even trying to drift because of potential time losses. But there is no more chomps anymore. Dan is going to romp home, and for those who aren't familiar with all 32 of Dan's world records, I do think this is one of his most impressive. When he set this time, he absolutely smashed the previous world records, and he's absolutely smashed Zoki here as well with a 5:54.22. Zoki coming across the line with a 5:58.16.
Just 4 seconds in it, but I mean, it looked close. But between these runners, that was absolutely miles ahead there from Dan.
Yeah, that lap 2 was very, very impressive.
Very quick.
And we shall be going next to
Frappy Snowland.
Frap Snowlands. Now, I must remain very professional here because
Try your best.
Yes, there is a reasonably recent change to this track. A new strategy discovered by Drew Weatherton, one of the godfathers of strategy discovery, where you can cut out a certain section of the track by jumping over an out-of-bounds plane. Now, whether that's defined as shortcut or not, it was deemed by the powers may be for it not to be shortcut. But it's an incredibly difficult trick. You are essentially trying to jump as late as possible to get enough distance to go over this section of out-of-bounds. But done successfully, it can save you. Well, on a fast lap run, it can save you up to a second, and on a 3-lap run, I reckon it probably saves you somewhere around the region of 3/4 of a second. It'd be interesting.
3/4 of a second.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who tries it, and neither of them try it.
Neither of them going for it. I don't think you would necessarily go for it on all 3 laps if you were going to attempt it.
Well, I think maybe one of them might try it if they're
behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've opted for the standard shroom.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice from Dan.
Yeah, that standard shroom itself is not easy, but yeah, these runners have driven this a million times.
No, so the shroom takes you over the hill and you hop over a little section of snow, which can slow you down at times. You can tumble into it.
And Dan going almost a second ahead of Zoki as they cross the line there.
Yeah. Quite, and I think that was from the the shroom that he did. Zoki,
shroom and probably tighter driving as well.
Yeah, definitely. So this is shroom number 2.
And
another nice one. That's the perfect line. Oh, but
yeah.
Zoki's was really good here as well.
I think that's much more a representation of what Zoki can do on this track. But will he feel like he's behind? Will he feel like he might have to risk it? I don't know. He's still, he's over a second behind Dan here.
Stay professional. Is it going to happen?
It's happening.
He's doing it. He's doing it. Oh, he hasn't made it.
Well, I'm very glad that someone tried it at least.
Well, I think that was a worthy try as well. He knew he was behind. He knew he was behind, and he just had to pull something out. I think that was definitely worth it. But it's a really difficult trick to hit. I know a lot of people in chat right now have have attempted this trick. I've personally
looking
never
at
hit
who's in
it.
chat, I think a lot of them have hit it.
Oh, I've never hit it, and
Neither have I. I've only
don't think
tried
I
for
ever
7
will.
hours.
So Dan taking this track, only 10 seconds behind here from Zoki. I'm surprised considering that he went for the outbounds jump. And we're 2-0 here in the second set. Dan's going to be keeping it cold for the last pick.
But let's hope he can keep us cool.
I'm
sorry.
I see what you did there.
I had to do it.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'm never gonna be invited to do this again.
So over onto Sherbet Land.
Yes, and the home of the army of penguins.
Yeah.
Which I hope to see plenty of penguins in chat. Right, so Dan's starting slightly ahead here, so I don't know whether TMP can sink the streams. Dan goes straight in. He's gone for an early bath. And, well, it's a pretty significant time loss if you go in the water here. And he goes in again!
He's gone in for twice in a row. He's done that twice now. With a really weird animation where Yoshi just spun around for ages. Yeah. Okay, so this seems to be a bit of a theme for Dan. If he makes a mistake, he will almost immediately do the same mistake again.
Yeah.
But that's
well, we saw there, but when you get picked up by Lakitu like that, it's probably best to use your stream to recover. But Dan getting the recovery all wrong.
Zoki nearly falling off there.
Zoki. Oh dear. Could we see a situation when Dan's in again?
What is happening? I think he's given up with this track. If I'm going to be honest, he's fallen in twice. He must have just been, trying to do a big skip as possible.
Well, I mean, he did fall in 3 times in 1 lap. So who's to say Zoki can't do it as well?
That's true.
I would be very surprised if he did. Zoki comes across the line. We could actually see a situation here where the winning time out of 2 top 10 runners is somehow lower than my PR, and I'll be very happy with that.
Dan has just hit a penguin
don't
as well.
The penguins.
He might get lapped here.
Oh, that would be extraordinary.
He's having a very strange race. I wonder what's happened.
I don't know. Is he? He's surely not feeling the pressure, is he?
He's going.
Oh, he's okay. He's officially given up because he's going for the shortcut. Zoki crosses the line in a 1:59.59, and Dan, that's officially
he's forfeited.
Quit. That was quite special. That was
very, very special. I don't think we'll see that a big as mistake as that ever again throughout this
Dan
race.
Very much showing off the FTGs there, you must say.
So Zoki finally getting on the board here in this set. Well needed point on the board. Dan nearly clean sweeping this entire set.
Yeah, Zoki not allowing it. You have to. Well, I would say you have to admire Zoki's fight, but that was very much Dan. Dan losing it for himself there.
Yeah. Yeah, he snatched defeat from the jaws of victory there, I'd say.
Yes. So where will they be heading next? That is the question.
So just to remind everyone, this is Zoki's pick. I think he'll want to do another track where there is plenty of room for error, and
I think you're absolutely right, because we're going to Bowser's Castle.
Yep. So after seeing what happened to Dan on Sherbet Land, which is not really considered a high variance track, I'd say it's a pure driving track. Bit of technical skill involved with jumping over the cracks and everything like that. But Dan being a bit wobbly here, maybe too excited that he was going to clean sweep that set there.
And yeah, for those who have it, I'd love to see plenty of Martys in chat, please, for this track. And Zoki's stream starting slightly ahead. We'll just make sure we get that synced up. So this track is quite a difficult one for players to run, purely because as time trialers we're used to using what's known as a distraction ghost. So you set a ghost to dodge those chasing thwomps that you can see going in that second room. But there's no ghosts allowed in the one try league, so you have to deal with them. You have to take a slightly wider line, and in doing so you'll have to deal with thwomp patterns that you might not be used to.
So Zoki's missed an MT here, which I think it's put him slightly behind.
He also had a bonk after the first stream, which looks like Dan's driving relatively clean around here. Yeah, indeed, he's taken that first lap by a long way.
And it was a really nice stream as well.
Yeah. Approaching going into the hallway the second time. There shouldn't be any dramas there.
No issues whatsoever with those first two.
Yeah. And the thwomps part very nicely for both runners there. Going to the stair room. Now, with what I mentioned with the null tyres, is that another way of achieving null tyres is you get a certain elevation, and when you go down those stairs, if you jump in a certain way, and it's quite risky just to make sure that you don't accidentally hit a wall, you can get enough elevation so that when you are then cutting across the grass after the stairs, you can do that with nulls and get that extra speed boost. And Zoki, oh dear Zoki.
Another bonk there on the wall. Yeah, Dan should be able to take this as long as he doesn't make any huge mistakes.
Yeah. And, well, I wouldn't say it's Zoki cracking under any sort of pressure. It's just it's a very intricate track.
And you're also playing against the best in the world as well. I mean, to say that the pressure wasn't there would be an understatement. But
yeah,
he's definitely putting up the fight.
Yeah, he's making it very entertaining for us, but unfortunately, with losing that track, he is going to go 2 sets down in this game. Dan will have one more set to take this game, and Zoki will have the first pick of the following sets. And the track pool will reset, so Zoki will have a free pick of anything that he wants, and I really hope that he's not about to pick Wario Stadium.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. He is going to pick Wario Stadium. But
he's going to pick Wario Stadium as a shortcut.
It's the shortcut Joker.
With one of the one of the earliest discovered shortcuts, I believe, in this game. One which has not changed much over the years. So this involves doing jumps over certain walls on this. If you hit a wall and jump on a certain frame, you can jump up high and get over it.
It's one of the easier shortcuts, but this will happen in a flash, actually, so we better keep our eyes peeled on what's going to happen here.
But you can get what is known as 0 frames, as Dan is just very, very well represented there, in which...
Oh, this is very close. 11-second lap for Dan and a 12-second lap for Zoki there.
I think both players might be resetting their console after this, because it looks like Dan has not run any shortcut on this this cartridge. And Zoki's got over. Oh, it's going to come down to the last jump.
Last jump. Dan has nailed it. Zoki's done it. Oh, that was very close.
Yeah, and as I predicted, Dan has very quickly reset his console, so that time doesn't save. But it was Dan. It was a time in the 30-second region. Zoki with the time in the 32-second region.
Two very quick times. I mean, we are here with Jamie, which means we're here with the best Wario Stadium shortcut runner in one try history.
I agree. I was playing some 150cc online the other day and managed to hit an 8-lap Wario Stadium, which was quite incredible.
I'm sorry, you did Wario Stadium 8 times?
Yeah.
Or an 8-second lap?
I did. I jumped over it 8 times because I jumped over the wall to the left-hand side of the finish line.
Yeah.
And when you jump over to the left-hand side of the finish line, the lap doesn't count for obvious reasons.
That's so ridiculous. So we're going over to Calamari Desert. It's not looking good for Zoki right now. You really need to pull out something. And he's tried with the shortcut Joker, and Dan has just swatted him back.
Very surprising, that you must say. Yeah, he's gone for. He went for a shortcut, which is probably something which most runners can do pretty well. Not one of the more technical ones. But it's but part of it is luck as well, not getting 0 frames. And we'll head to Calamari Desert now. And we'll be interested to see what strats these runners use here.
I think we're going to see hill hops.
Yeah. So those not familiar with Mario Kart 64, there's different strategies that you can use on this track, and one of them is known as hill hops,
which you've just seen.
Which you have just seen. It is very intricate, and only very, very top level runners put them into their PRs. And I actually believe Mr. Cornhead put one in his PR as well, which I do admire, definitely. But most runners you'll see will be using a shroom there, and then they'll be using another shroom. But the optimal shroom cut is to go over the sand, as both runners have demonstrated. So he's getting very wide for his hill hops there.
The hill hops are very technical and difficult to pull off.
Yeah, and Zoki having to use one of his shrooms, because beating that train on lap 2, which is part of the reason why runners choose to use their shrooms instead of doing hill hops, is one of the most important things on this track. And Zoki wasn't quick enough, so he had to quickly make sure that he got in front of that train.
I think he may have been able to beat it, but he didn't hold his nerve and just made sure he got past. You know, there was no point risking it.
Yeah,
but he is behind. And
that's see why he holds a world record. That's an exhibition in hill hops from Dan, and he's also slow enough that train does not bother him, and he's gonna what is known as beat the train here very, very comfortably. And he's got 2 shrooms in his pocket as well. Well, this is just showing off.
It really is.
He kept that second shroom in just because he didn't want to have to go under the first train on lap 3.
Yeah. And Dan has taken that comfortably.
2:05.85.
I've never seen someone have 2 shrooms at that point in the race. And also beating the trains in all laps. That was impressive to watch.
That to me looked like a game plan played to perfection, which weirdly not very common in one tries for plans to be executed perfectly, you must say.
Oh, I completely agree. I mean, we've seen things go wrong today in these 2 of the best players in the world. So just imagine what the lower division happens in the lower divisions. It's just it can be chaos. And we're going back to Yoshi Valley. for those of you that just tuned in, we've had Yoshi Valley in this game already. Very action-packed, so I'm sure we're going to see that again. But Zoki took it, and that is what he needs right now. He needs to put a point on the board.
Yeah, interestingly, Zoki taking this one the first time round with a pretty horrible lap 1, but Dan melting and probably relying on that playing on his mind, you would say.
Yeah, but also he's coming back in with the knowledge that he can make big mistakes, and he might play it a bit more safe.
I'll also just acknowledge that was fantastic stream syncing. Thank you very much, TMP.
That was very good. Dan slightly ahead here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a very nice hairpin.
Yeah, going for a much larger cut there, so you can clip through a couple of sections of fence there, but you're really running the risk of trying to chuck off too much.
Just
Dan's going to
completely
come over the
missing
line.
the track.
Yeah, Dan's going to be 0.8 ahead
Nearly
of Zoki here.
Nearly a full second ahead, which is a lot.
Ooh, and that's... Oh, Dan gets a little bit stuck there. And Peach glides past him. So now Zoki has taken the lead. That's a little mistake there, where you can just slightly clip into the ground, and many runners have been very frustrated by that.
Yeah, there is a part of the wall there where it just sinks you into the ground for some reason. You get really stuck and pinched. And then it produces like a weird directory you just have to deal with when you're coming out of it. So
25-year game, we can't expect all the polygons to be perfectly seamed together.
No, true.
And Dan takes a spiny hit.
Spiny.
Right then,
Still
Zoki,
not out
hold
of
your
it.
nerve. Oh, he doesn't hold his nerve! And he doesn't hold it either!
They've both fallen in.
Fantastic.
Now, it's about who does the better recovery here. So Zoki's decided not to do the AB spin, which Dan has, and that's put Dan ahead.
Yeah.
Taking the risk there, definitely worth it.
Yeah, Dan not even taking time to recover that one. He's just gone straight into it. And Dan, you got to take this track by, well, what's going to look like a comfortable margin, but it was anything but.
I mean,
what a dramatic lap 3 that was.
I'm stressed. I don't know how the players are feeling, because that was extremely dramatic.
Wow. And Dan taking it to 3-0, and we'll have a pick to win the set and in turn win the match. And he will be. Oh, this is funny. He's going to be going to Sherbet Land. So he's trusting his skills to go back where, well, it was one of the worst lap ones I've ever seen.
It's actually probably one of the worst lap ones I've seen in a one try so far.
Yeah,
and relatively refreshing.
Mistakes.
Yeah. But he wants to redeem himself here.
They'll be heading to.
This could be the final track. Unless Zoki pulls out something special.
Yeah, I hope it's not the last track, because I've been enjoying this.
No, it's been good, and it's, as always, the scoreline hasn't shown how genuinely close these races have been. Dan just edging out by milliseconds sometimes.
I want to see plenty of penguins in chat here.
Okay. Oh, Dan not falling in this time.
So he's already doing better than last time.
He's good crack jumps as well.
Indeed.
From both players.
Both keeping it nice and tight along these lines as they approach their first shrooms.
Lovely shrooming there.
Lovely shrooming. Dan probably with the quicker one there as he exits the caves just slightly ahead of Zoki.
Oh, they both penguin have fallen in! Synchronized mistake!
Lads, this is not synchronized swimming.
Synchronized diving. Absolutely.
Oh, and that's an interesting change of strategy there. We see Zoki choosing to take the shroom to recover quickly, and Dan opting to go with the triple tap recovery instead. So, very, very interesting choice.
Yeah,
And
I think that. I don't know who that will cost actually.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Zoki didn't know that Dan fell as well, and that's why he's.
Oh, and Zoki has to quickly get out of the way of the penguin because he's a little bit too quick around there.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Suddenly, was Dan's decision not to use the shroom worth it? Yeah, both taking the last crack very, very comfortably. I look down, I can see lots of penguins there. That's a very nice pride penguin there. I think Bogor. I think that's how you pronounce that. I'm very sorry if I got that wrong. And yeah, plenty of FTGs as well.
We're coming into the final cave section here, which could be, by the looks of things right now, the final part of this one try. If Dan can just hold his nerve, keep it together here for the last bit of this track.
Is he going to go for a large jump?
It's all on this, all on the jump.
Yeah, right.
He's done it fine.
Zoki goes over the crack again.
What happened there?
He got punted right back over the crack because when you hit the penguin, you do get launched up into the air slightly. But Dan will be taking that track. Dan will be taking the set. Dan will take the match.
Dan will take the game with a swag finish at the end, and I believe that puts Dan into first place in the whole league.
Yeah,
not that he wasn't there already.
I think that he's already played 1-1-1, so
yep, he's played 1-1-1. Yeah, he's 2 for 2 now. This is Zoran's first game, by the looks of things. But I'm sure he will be rising up the league. Just unfortunate that his first game is against the best in the world. But, you know, they had to play at some point.
It can't be like Division 4, the best division, where the top two runners are separated by a single world ranking. Sorry,
Yeah,
I had to plug that. Have to do what I got to do.
Well, I mean, so if you guys haven't enjoyed, if you guys have enjoyed this, and want to see more of this, so you can follow either JME, me, or the Mario Pianist. We all cast one tries, and there are many other people do as well. And I'm sure you'll be able to find them through us.
Yeah, I think Dan would quite like an interview here. Actually, I will quickly. Okay. If you'll give me 2 seconds, so I can make sure that he gets into this. But yeah, if you'd like to just explain a bit more about the One Try League while I work this one out.
Sure. So there are currently 5 divisions in the One Try League. Each division a separate skill level. I'm in the bottom division at the moment because
and we have Dan with us. Dan, congratulations! That was you made that look easy in the end.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you know, there definitely were a number of tracks that just did not go very well, but in the end, I still managed to take it. So
yeah, I want to ask you about choosing Sherbet Land the second time after how it went the first time. What was the thinking behind that?
yeah, you know, when I was doing warm-ups, I hit a really good time on Sherbet Land, and so I was mad at myself for failing the first turn, and so I wanted to just do it again. I'm like, I want to give myself a good run here. Also, like, I wanted to, both times, I mean, I guess I was up 3-0 both times I picked it. I wanted to just practice being nervous and like doing a variance track, you know.
Yeah.
So were you feeling nervous today?
Oh yeah, I definitely was. I mean, like, there's just a different pressure when, like, you know, you're expected to win, you know, like in the past when either Matthias or I, you know, could have, like, I won last year, he won the year before, so like now that he's not in it, it's like there's just a different pressure on me to, like, you know, feel like I should win, you know, and I definitely felt that a little bit. So, although I did have a good.
That being said, you did win. and
Yeah.
quite convincingly as well. Took quite a lot of the tracks.
Yeah,
I think you only dropped 3.
Yeah, I think I was happy with how I played Bowser's Castle. Actually, haven't been very good at that when I've been practicing. And then Rainbow Road was good overall. So
Yeah, your lap 2 on Rainbow Road was, well, I think you beat him on all 3 laps there, but that was what really set the two of you apart in the end.
yeah, I think really I think it was the first set I was up 3-2 and picked Choco Mountain, and that was like instantly messed up the first turn, and just like, okay, I have to put my foot down and like, pedal to the metal, and I think I caught up and beat him by like 2/10 or something. So it could have gone, like, certainly could have gone the other way in set 1, and then who knows, after that.
So as a previous champion of the One Try League, what would you say is a good bit of advice if you do start one of these runs and you make a mistake? What's the sort of mindset that you have to get into to make sure that you recover to give yourself a good chance?
Yeah, I think it's just, and I still struggle with this honestly, but just like continuing to just realize that it's not over. You never know what the other person's gonna do, and you just have to do your best, really. I mean, even like on Yoshi Valley, he lost the second time, right? But the first time, yeah, I mean the first time I was ahead, and then you just never know what your opponent, or even Mario Raceway in the beginning, like you never know what your opponent will do wrong too. So really, the only thing you control is yourself, and it's a full race. It's 3 laps. I think honestly, practicing just like, well, when people are doing time trial attempts, I feel like people generally restart too much. I mean, even if you mess up a little bit on lap 1, you can have a great lap 3, and just by doing more runs, you get better at dealing with the nerves. Which again is why I picked Sherbet Land. I wanted to do a higher variance track in a match. Just kind of practice that.
But aside from Sherbet Land, was the sort of strategy to go for the lower variance tracks, just back your abilities over Zoki, who in himself is he's a very good runner as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's I mean, he's very fast. He's got very fast mini turbos, but on some of those lower variance tracks, he's not the most consistent player on just like executing every MT, which is why definitely set 1 and 2, like I picked Royal Raceway because Royal Raceway is usually one of my strongest tracks, if not my strongest, and same thing, Rainbow Road. When I picked Rainbow Road, I just wanted to kind of give myself a long race, calm myself, and just, again, like, I really love doing these tournaments, and it just is like a different feeling, no matter how much you practice off stream or, like before the match, like, there's just a different pressure that goes into it, and so, yeah. I like picking longer tracks, too, just for that sometimes, like, just have more time where you're actually experiencing the adrenaline,
That's interesting because I hate longer tracks when I'm playing. I don't know about Ben.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually find that the adrenaline really helps me play better. I PB quite a lot during these one tries, even though I'm a new player, so I will be PBing a lot.
Yeah. I think when you just do it a lot, you get better at it. Like I definitely, had a lot more time to practice this last year and was just practicing religiously, like for the one tries. And then the year before there was just a lot of matches, so it was a lot of practice, and so for me, I am not naturally the best at handling the adrenaline, but I really like it though, and it's just something that I get better at the more I do it.
Yeah, no, I would say I definitely agree with you there. Right. Do you have any closing remarks for us, Dan, as the victor of this game?
No, I just hope everyone's enjoying the league so far, and I hope to see more matches on SpeedGaming, in Div 1, but also the other divisions. I have not had a lot of time to watch any of them yet, but I hear that some of them are going really well. There was like what match went like 5 sets and 7 tracks every match? Was it Cuts versus
IMAF? That was one which
IMAF,
Ben and I got the pleasure of commentating on.
Was that I hope we get more matches like that on SpeedGaming. I still have to watch that one, but I heard that was like really good. So
if you're gonna watch one game, that is definitely the one to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. I hope to see a lot more of these games on SpeedGaming. Also, thank you very much to TMP, the Mario Pianist. He is the person running the season 3 of One Tries. He is doing all the admin behind the scenes for us, and he's doing a fantastic job. Ben, have you got anything to add?
No. I just agree with all the sentiments that you guys have just laid down. It'd be really nice to see more of these games getting out to more people.
Yeah,
more eyes on it.
For anyone that might not know, there's actually 5 divisions. There's so many people that are doing the league this year that there's 5 divisions. So yeah, it's a lot of work for TMP to admin, but he's doing a great job. And yeah, I hope you guys get to see not just like every level of play, and hopefully some people that are watching maybe decide to pick up Kart and maybe do the league next year.
Oh, we always want new players in the karting community, definitely. Awesome. Right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you guys for the commentary.
Thank you, Dan.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah. All 3 of us are on Twitch if you want to give us a follow. Thank you very much, Zoki and Dan, for giving us a fantastic game. And hope to see you again soon.
Hey, guys.
See ya.